ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ 3 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೂ ಬಿಗ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾನು ಅವರ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ ಆಸೆ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವರು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ 4 ದಶಕಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಮೈಸೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಮಿಟಿಗಳ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ, ಅಡ್ವೈಸರಿ ಬಾಡಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಪೆಡಗಾಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಸುಮಾರು ಇಗ್ನೋ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಮಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವರ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ APJ ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ಕಲಾಂ, TN ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್, TN ಶೇಷನ್, ಹಾಗೇನೆ ರಾಮಾ ಜೋಯ್ಸ್, ಈ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೆಸರುಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇವರ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸವಾಲು ನೀವು ಟಿವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 9 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಪವರ್ ಟಿವಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸುಮಾರು ಟಿವಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಇವೆಂಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನ, ವಾದಗಳನ್ನ, ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಂಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಪ್ರಜಾವಾಣಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನಿತರೆ ಹಲವು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ರಚಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೆಸರಿಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪವರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಒಂದು, ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ 2 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗೇನೆ 25ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಜರ್ನಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಮಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರತೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಕೊರತೆ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅವರಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರಿಟಿನೋ ಇನ್ಯಾನು ಕೂರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿತಿಗಳ ಆಚೆಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತಕರಾರು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿತಿಗಳ ಆಚೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಾಣಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ತರದ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಸಕ್ರಿಯ ತಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಇಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಈ ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಬೇಕಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
Yes, even as a kind of curative, kind of an alternative, how to stem the rot in the political system, body politic of India. I think the entire political system, not necessarily India, but even outside, and you look at a quixotic bully like Trump, the entire political system and the international order is under a disease what you call bleeding, and that bleeding starts with war and kind of consequences that are there imposed on the human mankind. Whether it is this country or that idea is immaterial. The very idea, war itself, is so horrendous, so disturbing. It shakes the very faith of humanity in the global system that we have. I am sure doctor's analysis or whatever the parallels he has drawn by being an NGO on his own, he has shown how a civil society can prove or give a role model, a minuscule role model, in order to cure the disease that is there in the body. In the body politic, doctor, you may cure patient, but how do you cure our own political system where we are facing this kind of disease, malady, and a kind of collapse, not only in terms of values, but also in terms of the basic qualities of a civic culture, the democratic values, the ethos of a civilization. All this put together that came to my mind before I could give my speech. So therefore, I think it's good that you call him, and he has shown how, in a humble way, a small step will become a big leap in forward. And that way he has given that same similar kind of parallel I want to draw in this keynote address that I have drawn. Though it is a bit longish, I will not go into details because Dr. and Vice Chancellor, both of them have given a kind of inspirational address, focus. They have made us to give focus to this particular thing. Yesterday when I spoke to Vice Chancellor last night, when we are sitting at dinner, he told me that you should speak in Kannada. Definitely, I will speak in Kannada. But the whole training has been, we have borrowed. The very concept of democracy, parliamentary system, or whatever it is from the West we have borrowed. Because we belong to the monarchical system or the feudal system, or whatever the system that we have learned. Even today, our complexities are due to these melodies which he mentioned as well. So that's why we have to go along with it. As Vice Chancellor said, civic society, there are many. I will give you a number of examples and to show how famous and how infamous they are. That is also there in my whatever narration today in front of you. So respected Vice Chancellor has gone. Dr. Anagwad is here. Dr. Patagundi is one of my oldest colleagues, which I have a lot of respect for him. For the last 45 years, I have seen a gentleman political scientist. Not only in terms of his body language, but in terms of his attitude, respect for scholars, respect for love for students, and the fraternity of political science. He is one of the best teachers I have come across in my 81 years of life. So therefore, I respect you all. And Dr. Murgatrappa is a kind of a local leader. He is like, I don't want to call him like Trump, but he has the strength of it. He will get crash into any vice chancellor, any secretary of education, anybody who matters, and teachers' welfare is there. He has come. I have seen him in Mysore number of times. He has come to see me and show his affection. But I have seen him get crashing into the vice chancellor chamber without waiting for permission or the kind of waiting, whatever that is there. So that Murgatrappa has done tremendous work, and recently Davangere University has honored him with a doctorate also. So that also shows how he is. He himself is an NGO, according to me. He has got a concern for teachers' causes and all that, and many battles he has won. Like that, there are many other great, whatever scholars and officers are there now. And our parents, when he called me and told me that I was a little bit hesitant, though it is my native place. I left this Davangere in 1963 because there was no degree college. Just then, I had to go to Mysore. Since 1963, I have been in Mysore only. But I have live contacts with the roots of my native place. Janani Janmashya, Swargadati Garis. So I will never forget. So constantly I have been in touch with that. Then he told me that who are all coming? I said, apart from the teachers and eminent scholars who are here as mentors for all of you, I did ask him. He said, Dr. Patagundi is coming. Then I suggested one more name, Dr. Anil Patil. He is another great scholar in political science of our generation. Then he said, sir, we have only invited 2 people, yourself and Patagundi. I was so glad to come, accept the invitation and travel all the way from Bengaluru here in spite of my bad health and all. Now, coming to this, before I go into the aspects, ಉಳಿದ ವಿವರಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ it has done a really great work, but it is only patchwork. It is not even a full kind of a homogeneous and a very appreciable or admirable movement in India. It has been kind of sporadic, spread here and there. ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಶ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಶಾದಾಯಕವಾದ ಸೂಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಬರುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Then civil society itself is not well organized. How can you expect to be organized? And both I congratulate the Energy Department and also particularly for suggesting this book. There is one good book. I want every one of you to read. Teachers have read. I have nothing to recommend. They are better in fact than me also. One book is there, Contemporary Political Theory, edited by Vinod and Meena Deshpande. Am I right? In that book, I tell you, you don't have to go to number of books because I have listed. There are author. Not reading. I agree. So that book, I always read whenever I have doubts about my own whatever infirmities or kind of situations. 43 scholars have devoted their exclusive time for this concept of civil society. Right, good governance. Right from the Western scholars, definitely they are ahead of us. including Rajni Kotari, Madan and many others who are there. You scan through that, you read that book. Second thing is, I always request our students to read at least 1 or 2 books in a year. The latest books that have come. First in internet or click of the button, you get everything. But don't go to them. As he said, as Vashasana said, AI should create, suppress your creativity. Definitely it is good for information, data and all that. But it will not take you back. Just as science has limits, because nuclear weapon is there. It could be for both good and for destructive purpose. Same thing with technology. It has its own limitations. And the old prescriptions will not be able to repair the new machines or new kind of alternative technological innovations that we come across. So therefore, we are at a very critical crossroad. I just, before I go into some of the examples, extra what I thought when my chancellor invited me at the 2-day national seminar on civil society and good governance. Very good topic, very timely and contemporary also. All that said, my special thanks to Dr. Kubarji, Vice Chancellor, for making me to come from Bangalore to Davangere, a very good place, and making it a great opportunity to share my thoughts and concerns. We are all in the evening years of our life, but still we feel that the political system in India has not been a healthy system. We have a model of democracy. It's a borrowed model, but we are not in a position to make that borrowed model our own. Prime Minister Modi speaks of Atmanirbhar. That Atmanirbhar should come at every stage of our political and administrative system. I hold 2 people as guilty for having destroyed the very spirit of democracy and the kind of civilization and values for which India stands for. That is, politicians. Barring Lal Bahadur Shastri and few other names I will not be able to remember. Show me one Prime Minister who has committed to make this country pro-people, not in terms of development, industry, this or that. I am talking in terms of the values. If a Prime Minister is honest, and if a Prime Minister is committed, if a Prime Minister is courageous, he can change the whole world. Not that I am talking against Modi. I have appreciation for Modi also. But he is also a prisoner in the kind of political system that he has inherited also. He has wide experience. But in the recent crisis of oil crisis or whatever the kind of gas supply and all that, the government has shown how it has failed to have a contingency plan for this country. Look at the kind of black marketing going on. Look at the kind of safaris that are going on. If 10,000, 11,000 hotels are going to be closed in a city like Bangalore, what about your next meal? Now how do you survive? You may say, many of you may say, these are all temporary kind of aberrations. No, they are not temporary. As he said about Golia, blood bleeding, these are all the kind of situations or challenges that lead us. Any amount of theory you may have, but if you don't have a contingency plan for a nation like this, you took 4 days to sign a condolence message of a Shia leader. He may be a cruel leader. You may not like his policies and all that is separate. But he is also a very important leader of the world. And Iran, compared to India, it is 50 times bigger than India in terms of geography, in terms of natural resources. And we have one civilization relationship. But just because Trump has forced the war, you are not in a position to take the neutral stand. We are supposed to be non-aligned. We are not aligned. So that is also another question that is there. Anyhow, let me come to the main focus. In my considered opinion, this focus on both civil society and good governance have not been debated nor reviewed exhaustively. And also, in some areas, they are selective and only for public consumption. There have been kind of success or whatever the kind of good examples that we have. Though some of the combined movements have had tremendous impact and led to radical changes or impact in our metropolis, in the rural area, civil society has not been a dent. ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರಾಮಾಂತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯವೂ ನಡೆಯತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅನೇಕ ಸವಾಲುಗಳು, ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ನೋವು, ದುಃಖ, ದುಮಾನ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಯುವಕರು ಆ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಮಾಂತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಸಿವಿಕ್ ಒಂದು NGO ತರ. The beauty of civil society is you are not after power. Political parties aim is to capture power. Civil society has no intention or desire to capture power. Some of them have gone also. Some of them have used the platform like Arvind Kejriwal, like Lalu Prasad Yadav, like Mohanda Prasad. All of these leaders emerged from the civil